Yo, what's poppin' though, guys? It is Glake, of course, bringing you guys a game chat video for today. It's been a long time since I brought you guys one of these. Um, Still trying to, throw these out as consistently as I possibly can. Kind of got off track of my YouTube schedule for a little bit, but things are looking in the clear for this week as far as getting or staying on schedule goes. Now that all of this video game release craziness is starting to pass, Destiny. Taken King just came out yesterday, and Forza 6 just dropped yesterday, and I've been prepping for mainly Destiny or the expansion all week. So I haven't really had much time to make videos, but now that all the grinding is pretty much out of the way, I'm pretty much back on YouTube. So expect a lot more videos from me from here on out. Now, today I actually want to talk about Destiny. How fitting, right? Because there's Destiny gameplay. Anyway, yeah, I actually want to talk about Destiny today. More specifically, the Taken King expansion. Now, I am in several Destiny groups on Facebook, and more than often, before release at least, I've seen like a ton of people constantly asking, "Oh, is the Taken King worth $40? Oh, I'm not gonna get the Taken King. Why should I spend $40 when I've already paid $60 for the game?" Blah 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 blah, and all this nonsense. Now, most people who like follow Destiny hardcore by now already know like the game is out, so like everybody already knows what the Taken King is, what it's about. But basically, I wanted to kind of do like a short mini review on it today. I kind of want to share my thoughts on it because, like, this single expansion pretty much changed my entire it pretty much altered my entire perspective on the game thus far, and yeah, I thought, hey, this would be a great thing to make a video on, so I am going to do that. Now, for all of you guys, in case you're completely lost and have no idea what the Taken King is, now, Destiny is basically an MMO FPS game that Bungie released late last year. The Taken King is basically the first official expansion to the game. Like, we've had two mini expansions last year, or one last year and one this year. The first being The Dark Below, and the second being The House of Wolves. The House of Wolves was released a few months ago. Now, the Taken King is like, it's pretty much like the first official expansion. Now, you know how you have like big patches in World of Warcraft. If you're familiar with any other MMOs, if you know how they have bigger patches in WoW and Final Fantasy 14 and games like that. That's kind of like what the Dark Below and House of Wolves were, like big patches. The Taken King is like, it's like the official add-on. Like it's almost like a second game, but not exactly. Well, that was weird. It's basically the expansion. Now, so it with the expansion comes with, oh man, they pretty much revamped the whole game. I'm kind of be discussing a lot of things like that they've added in that I think are pretty awesome, and just my thoughts on it overall. So like, Taken King is an expansion for Destiny, and it includes new guns, new armor, new quests, a whole new storyline that you can play through, and a bunch of other cool stuff that we probably don't even know about yet. But anyway, I wanted to share my thoughts on it. Now, I want to start with story mode because this is probably like most important. Like, this is probably the most important thing about the expansion. They've completely changed what we know about the Destiny story mode. Like, they've completely revamped everything. Now, they've added in awesome cinematics. They've added in awesome dialogue, and they've kind of changed the gameplay a little bit as far as playing the story goes. Things like the things you have to do are a little bit different. Now, the cinematics look amazing. Like, oh my gosh, I was blown away. Like, I just love it when developers include cinematics in their games, more specifically MMOs, because like it gets really tiring just reading dialogue all the time. It's nice to be able to sit back, watch the game like a movie. I just really freaking love that. And like, I know it can be cheesy sometimes if the dialogue was bad, but for the most part, Bungie did a really good job with the dialogue in the Taken King. Like, there's some really funny parts. Sometimes they try a little too hard to be funny, but at least it's pretty lighthearted. Like most of it, you're laughing, you're chuckling every now and then, and that's what I like the most about the dialogue and the cinematic. I was really happy that they've kind of included that, and it just made the whole entire experience a lot more fun than vanilla or the original game. Now, as far as the gameplay goes, like when you're playing through the story, I've noticed that they made missions a lot less tedious than they were in the past. In the past, it was more like, oh, go to this location, pull out your ghost, which is like your little personal helper. Pull out your ghost is investigating. Here comes a wave of enemies. Fight off the wave of enemies. Quest is over. Or fight boss. That was how, like, literally every single quest was from like the original Destiny up until House of Wolves. Now things are changing a little bit, and they've added in like more of a variety when it comes to what you have to do within the storyline quests, which I loved a lot. You know, they have you bringing items to a certain location, or you're kind of going through obstacles. It's really cool. I feel like they were a little bit more creative this time around when it came to missions and whatnot. And I'm really happy about that because I didn't find myself getting as bored with the game as I normally do. Now, this doesn't mean by any means that the game is naturally boring. I just so happen to not like the PvE very much in this game. I don't know. Something about first-person shooter PvE or just shooting PvE games in general just do not appeal to me. I like the PvP, but I'm just not so much. I'm not so much a PvE player as far as Destiny is concerned. Also, along with the Taken King, like I said, they introduced. I don't know if I briefed on this, but they covered or they introduced a new leveling and quest system, which is pretty freaking awesome. Before, you would level up to 20 by, the traditional gaining XP, and then once you hit level 20, all your up from 20 until I think it was 34. Yeah, 20 until 34 was dependent on the type of armor you had equipped, and this armor would give you light, and it would be your light level from 20 until 34. That would be your light level, and you would have to get specific armor, better gear if you wanted to increase your light level. Now, they've kind of kept the same system, except from level 1 all the way until level 34, you gain experience instead of, light level. Now, 34 up until 40, which is the new level cap, you gain light level. Light level to increase your level. So you have to gain, certain gear parts, or just any new armor, any new weapons, any new cloaks, all that kind of stuff plays a role in everything this time around. Actually plays a role into your light level. Currently, I think I'm sitting at light level 220. So I'm level 40, light level 2. No, I'm not at 220 yet. I think I'm at 207, which is a pretty big difference. But yeah, a lot of people are actually hitting 220. I'm still a little bit behind because I've been lucky with my loot drops in both PvE and PvP. But yeah, I'm sitting at 207 right now as far as light level is concerned. So I think the whole new leveling system in general makes it a lot easier for newer players to hop right in and just grind all the way up to 40. You could get to it rather quickly. The grind to 39 to 40 it's a little bit slow, but if you have bounties to turn in, you can hit 40 really quickly. But yeah, the new quest system, you get quests turn them in for XP. It's kind of like your traditional MMO quest system, so it's really not that different if you've played any other MMOs, but they've kind of included that in the game. We've got a ton of new PvP maps, a few new game modes, one of which you're seeing right now. This one is Rift. It's kind of like Capture the Flag, except a lot more freaking tedious and a lot more of a struggle, in my opinion. But yeah, along with the new maps and game modes, we got a ton of new weapons. Like I said, new subclasses for every single class. So Titan, Hunter, and Warlock, they all get new subclasses. Dang, I forget the names of all of them. I think Hunter's is Night Stalker or something like that. Warrior, or not, I want to say Warrior. Warlocks is more of like, it's like some kind of electrician class. It's weird, like they can electrocute you. Like it's based off of like thunder. That's basically what it is. And then Titans do subclasses like based off of fire, which is pretty freaking cool. So basically, they've kind of swapped up the elemental damages for each. Like they kind of all traded their elementals with each other. Like now, Titan has fire and like all this other cool stuff. So. Yeah, I mean, basically they've added in a ton in this game. Like, there's just so much. But I think a lot of people right now, they're still wondering if the game is worth buying. Um, all I gotta say is if you play Destiny a lot, like, this game is definitely worth the buy. And if you play it a lot and you don't see the point in buying it, you should probably, in my opinion, you should probably just start playing. Start playing. You should probably just stop playing. Reason being is, like, you're not going to be able to keep up with your friends. You're not going to be able to keep up with other players. The light level actually makes a difference in PvP, I believe. So, you know, if you're not having those new weapons, that new gear, you're just not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to keep up, and you're going to be left behind, probably at the bottom of the scoreboard. So, you know, you want the new expansion for that, especially, and also you're going to be missing out on all the new content. Even if you are just a PvP player, you're not going to be able to play any of the new game modes. They were all free last week, but now they're back to, you know, you have to have the actual expansion to play them. So, overall, do I think the game is worth it? It is definitely worth the buy. This game in general, it's made Destiny a lot better. Like, I would say everything you know about Destiny up until now has almost drastically changed. So I would definitely recommend picking it up to any Destiny fans out there or anybody interested in the game. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for my rant today. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to subscribe, drop it a like. Let me know how you're liking the Taken King. Let me know what level you are. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.